Today, we will learn some tips on how to get ready for a flood, what to do if a flood happens, and how to recover from a flood. Australia is a big country with a different weather and places. This means that different kinds of floods can happen in different parts of Australia at different times of the year. But don't worry, floods occur naturally in the environment and we cannot stop them. But we can get ready for them and deal with them well by following some tips. You can keep yourself, your family, and your community safe. The Bureau of Meteorology, BOM, issues flood warnings to alert people about potential flooding. There are 3 types of flood warnings: minor flood warning, moderate flood warning, and major flood warning. Here's what each warning means. Minor flood warning. Flood water can reach the top of the river banks, come up through the nearby street drains, cover low-lying areas, including riverside camping areas, affect some low-lying caravan parks, cover minor roads, tracks, and low-level bridges, and spread across the land or into buildings on some properties and farms. Moderate flood warning. Flood water can spill over river banks and spread across low-lying areas, start to threaten buildings, roads, rails, powers, and other developments, require evacuation in some areas, and cover main roads. Major flood warning. Flood water can cause widespread flooding, threaten more houses and businesses, cause properties and whole areas to be isolated by water, disturb major roads, transport routes, and require many evacuations. Let's start with what you can do before a flood. If you live in an area that is likely to flood, it is important to know your risk and how severe a flood is likely to be. Have a bag with important things like food, water, lights, and batteries. Have a plan with your family or people you live with about where to go and how to call each other. Listen to ABC radio or TV for news and warnings. Do what authorities like VIX, SES, or police tell you. You can also use the Victorian Emergency app. This app is made by the Victorian government, and it helps you to stay safe and informed during emergencies. You can set up a watch zone for your area or any place you care about, and get alerts when there is a flood or other emergencies. You can also see a map of a current incidents and warnings on the app. The app also provides useful information on how to get planned for floods, what to do before, during, and after a flood, and where to get help if you need it. Now let's see what you can do during a flood. Avoid flood water. Never enter flood water to stay safe. Emergency assistance. In case of an emergency, call Victorian SES at 13 25 00. For life-threatening situation, dial 000. Stay safe outdoors. Stay away from trees, drains, creeks, canals, and floodwater if you're outside. Seek shelter indoors away from floodwater. Don't drive through floodwater. Don't drive through water that's over 15 centimeters deep or too fast. Check your car's flood point at ses.vic.gov.au. Stay safe indoors. If you're inside, stay there and be aware of rising flood water. Keep away from window and move to the higher point like a kitchen table, if flood water enters. Turn off electricity, gas, and water if authorities advise it. If you or your neighbor face language barriers, consider contacting SES for guidance. These steps will help you stay safe during a flood and avoid risks. But what if water comes into your house? Don't panic. Just remember these 4 words: bag it, block it, lift it, and leave it. Let's explain. Bag it. Use sandbags or towels to stop water from coming in. Block it. Close doors and windows to keep water out. Lift it. Put things you care about on high tables like laptops or photos. Leave it. Evacuate the house. Remember to take your pets, mobile phone, spare clothes, mask, and medications. Turn off gas and electricity at your home. Finally, let's talk about what you can do after a flood. Wait until authorities say it is safe before going home. Check your home for damage and dangers like fallen trees or power lines. Contact insurance companies and landlords after emergencies, floods, storms, bushfires, for repairs. Take photos of flood damaged items for insurance claims. If you are renting, it is good to consider having contents insurance for personal belongings in the house. Clean up any mud or dirt that came into your home. Boil tap water before drinking or cooking until authorities say it is safe. Get help if you need support for your body or mind. Now you have learned some tips on how to be safe before, during, and after flood in Australia.